Hey everybody and welcome back to the only piece of content you'll likely see from me in like the next month.
Sorry I'm late, I just don't give a fuck!
But still, just before this video starts, if you have the patience of a saint and are willing to wait till like when the next Mortal Kombat game releases for a new video from me, you should definitely hit the subscribe button and ding the bell. Anyways, today your boy is about to be taking a look at more woke TikToks because my reactions to these do absurdly well for some reason, and they're probably the most fun content to make. Now, I couldn't be bothered to find these myself, so I just looked them up and found this compilation by a channel called Clownfish. Both the video and his channel will be linked in the description below, and without further beating around the bush, let's get into this.
Do you see this person next to me? E is my friend. C has had to put up with a lot to get to where Purr is today. I just want to let Glint know that Thon is valid, that ver pronouns are valid, and that Sarah identity is valid.
Bro, we need to stop pretending like neo-pronouns aren't like literally the dumbest shit ever, alright? Now, I can understand feeling like the opposite gender, okay? I don't really think you can be the opposite gender, but I can see how you could feel like you are. I mean, shit, the brain is only like the most complicated thing I can think of, but there is no fucking way in hell that you genuinely feel in your mind and your heart and your soul that you should be called E.
This is #1 bullshit.
Alrighty, everybody, repeat after me. Asexual, pansexual, bisexual, trans people, and non-binary people are 100% valid and definitely part of the LGBTQ community, and if you don't like that, suck my dick.
Yo, I have no issue with what the fuck this person is saying, and I'm usually not one to judge harshly by appearance, but like, what the fuck happened? What choices did you make that led you to choosing this as your style? Like, I'm trying to roast you from the top of my head, but all I can really come up with is imagining how many child laborers died mining and crafting the disaster you've lined your face with. There's probably a whole M1911's worth of metal in your face alone, and I don't really feel like I need to comment on the hair. Matter of fact, I challenge you guys to make me laugh. Roast that hairline for me in the comments, please.
Next up, we have Ace Flux. So Ace Flux is your person. They're going to fluctuate between asexuality and allosexual. So like, it's your person that one day they could be like fully asexual and then the next it could totally change. So this is a person whose sexuality is going to fluctuate on a daily basis. One day they could have crushes on somebody. One day they could be sexually attracted to somebody in some form or degree. And the next day they could be completely just not interested, not wanting anything to do with. So this is your person that's going to be asexual one day, in some form or degree of sexual the next.
Okay, so basically the way I understand this is apparently it's a new sexuality to have a low sex drive. Like one day you want sex and the other day you don't. Last time I checked, that was just called having a low sex drive. I feel like this is the equivalent of being really down to eat and drink
Coca-Cola with ice and some steaks with burgers, you know.
On Sunday, but on Monday I am not down for some
Coca-Cola with ice and some steaks with burgers, you know.
And then I'd go parading that around like it's some revolutionary idea in human behavioral science. It's not. You're just not horny most of the time. That isn't a sexuality or a gender. I rest my case.
Nobody needs you to advocate for how difficult it is to use gender-neutral pronouns. Nobody said that the gender binary was easy. These are not my preferred pronouns. These are my pronouns. You will use them, or you will not refer to me. At all. If you misgender me by mistake, fix it and move on. I don't need your elaborate apology. I don't care how many times you say sorry. Just don't do it again. Moreover, if someone else misgenders me, it is never your job to tell them that it's okay. 'Cause it isn't. I get it. The discussion of the gender spectrum confuses you, and that's fine. But if you don't know anything about it, don't Speak on it.
Alright, I'll save you from that infuriatingly retarded take and give you my own, because I think you caught the gist of it by now. First of all, if you're this rude to me when I misgender you by mistake, I won't say sorry, like at all. I don't think you've shown me enough respect for me to respect literally anything you say or ask of me. Second, I will refer to you as I damn well fucking please, alright? If I have to approach you while you're working at the supermarket I'm 90% sure you work at, to ask you where I can find the goddamn risgrön so I can go home and make my grönagrautur, your pronouns do not matter to me, and your rather aggressive, smug-ass attitude and disrespect towards me just for addressing you in a polite way that you didn't like might end up in you getting folded, and since you don't identify as a woman or a man, I won't feel the slightest bit guilty about it. The world don't revolve around you.
Story time. This has been my first year in preschool with a class of my own, teaching alongside another queer neurodivergent educator, and we have been rocking our twos class. We've been talking about gender and skin color and consent and empathy and our bodies and autonomy. It's been fabulous. So today at the lunch table, when the topic of gender and genitals came up, one of our students plainly looked up and said, "Well, I'm a girl today, but I know that teacher Co isn't. No, they're NB." And the look on the incoming teacher's face was priceless. She was shocked in a good way, and she just looked around at the two of us and said, "This class is incredible, and I am so impressed."
Bro, why are you talking to kids about gender identity, genitals, and sex, man? Like, bro, you shouldn't talk to kids about sex when they're in fucking preschool. They barely know how to walk properly, and they genuinely think that you stole their nose when you pretend you took it from them. The fact you genuinely like talking to children about what's in between your legs is fucking weird, and we should check your hard drive. There's nothing wrong with having transgender people or people of a different sexual orientation teach children, but fuck me if it isn't weird that the first thing you want children, literal preschoolers, to learn about is sex, genitals, and gender identity, instead of, you know, the fucking alphabet, the color spectrum, you know, shit you learn in preschool. Not, yes, by the way, this is a penis, this is the LGBTQ. Yes? Oh, we're just learning about sex and the gender spectrum, of course. Oh, I am aware that the children are 5 years old and younger. What do you mean I'm under investigation?
Welcome back to What's That Sexuality? Today's sexuality is Trixic. Now, Trixic is actually quite complex, especially since it's a new term. The basic definition is a non-binary person, no matter their orientation, who is attracted to women. But it's not always an exclusive attraction. The opposite of Trixic is Toric, which is the same thing except attraction to men. Now, someone who is Trixic can also identify as a non-binary lesbian or feminomoric, though feminomoric is an exclusive attraction to females. The opposite of which is viromoric.
Okay, so it's just bisexuality. It's almost like everything fits under either gay, straight, or bisexuality, because at the end of the day, those are your three options. No fancy words, no bullshit. You're either gay, straight, or bisexual, alright? Transgender people and they, them people are still humans who are either male or female, according to their genetics. And people with both a procreational pool noodle and a pimper pot would be considered male or female at the same time, which bisexual people wouldn't care about because they're fucking bisexual and they like both. Bro, I feel like fucking Oppenheimer giving a lecture here. Please tell me that made sense.
What if I said girls, gays, and theys? Well, if you're trying to address non-binary people with they, not all non-binary people use they, them pronouns, myself included. Oh yeah, you're right, huh? Then what should I use? Hey friends, hey folks, hey, y'all. But I'm not from the South. Me neither, but we will yeehaw y'all the way to inclusivity.
Jesus fucking Christ.
So not all men is trending. I'm gonna say it, yes, all men. And why do I say all men? Because the patriarchy has taught us to be misogynistic and sexist as part of our culture. They're in control of that. Even women are taught to self-oppress. And women undo that at an early age because, well, we live it. We live that oppression. We live with the fear of never being safe, no matter where we are. And it's even scarier for women of color or trans women. So, yes, all men, because you guys need to hold each other accountable in moments when no one else is there. You are the first line of defense in this. We need you to hold each other accountable. Because the men who make jokes about us, that say bad things, those are the men who go on to harass and kill and rape us.
Bro, are you being serious right now? So if a man somewhere in the world decides to do something despicable to a woman, it's now my fault? Like, you ever think about how hypothetically, if men were emotionless machines who only live to oppress and torment women, why wouldn't we just literally gather you up into camps and just torment and abuse you? Like, all sane men in Western society think that that idea is insane, violent, disgusting, and they would object to and fight against that because, and this will come as a surprise to some people, but men actually like women. Yeah, I know, it's fucking insane. We think women are beautiful and deserve to be respected and to be happy. I mean, it's a crazy concept to understand. I mean, Jesus. Like, I know most women have been sexually assaulted and all that, but I've been sexually assaulted by a man. Like, bro literally tried to take my clothes off at a party without consent from me, and it was probably the most uncomfortable thing I've ever had to experience. But I know I wouldn't do something like that, and I know my male friends wouldn't do something like that to anyone, and because of that, by definition, you are wrong. Stop feeding into this hate towards your opposite gender. And that goes for men too. Stop watching Fresh and Fit and all that fucking bullshit. Those trash human beings are literally like the male equivalent to these insane feminists. It's all just another side to the same shit coin. Anyways, I've had my fill of this shit. I hope you enjoyed this video. I have fed on enough retarded energy to last through the next terrible winter ahead, and I am now heading back into my cave where I will sleep until reserves are low again and venture out to make more content. Until then, as always, I love each and every one of you more than you could possibly imagine. With all that being said, get the fuck out of here.